Hey dude, do you want to go to a movie tonight?
No, man, we have a philosophy test tomorrow.
Well, but Doctor Strange just came out. That's supposed to be a really good movie. Sure you don't want to go?
Let's go see it. What are we waiting here for?
Alright.
Okay. Aw, man, I knew we should have studied more. Going to that movie really hurt my grade.
Well, no dude, we were going to get the grade that we got before we even went to the movie, whether we studied or not.
What do you mean? We hadn't even taken the test yet.
Well, like Freud explained, there are psychic forces that cause you to act, so we were meant to go to the movie and not study anyways.
Are you sure? I feel like we could have done better if we had studied a little more.
Well, even if we did study more, our scores were predetermined, so we were gonna fail anyways.
I don't know. I think I would have done better if I had studied.
Are you sure that your choice wasn't really predetermined though?
I think so.
You were always gonna go to the movie though. There was no way you were gonna stay and study for the test.
But I had the choice to stay back and study.
Well, you have the impression of a choice, but you were always gonna choose the movie over studying anyways.
I've chosen to study instead of going to a movie before. I have the free will to make that choice.
Well, what do you mean by free will?
Free will is the ability to not act or act in one way or another, like in our textbook, Philosophy of Human Being.
The definition of free will doesn't necessarily mean that everything results from free will. The way that we've been talking about it implies that there is a conflict between determinism and free will. Someone said that only the little things are determined, such as taking a test, and that the big decisions, like where you go to college or who you marry, are not determined. But there could be another view of this conflict where it's reversed, so that the big decisions are determined and the little ones are not, unless they lead directly towards a big decision.
What do you mean about a conflict?
We've been discussing determinism and free will as if they are on opposing sides of a coin. Like we talked about in class, they could have been coexisting and not at war. This is how a lot of people view free will and determinism, or there's coexisting, like PB&J on a sandwich, not as warring siblings.
You make a valid point about conflict. It's like volunteerism, where humans are free but are limited because we have moral obligations and are necessitated to choose some sort of good.
Yes, volunteerism is one of the middle grounds for the division between free will and determinism. St. Thomas Aquinas said that human practices of giving, advice, commands, and rewards imply free will to change people's choices.
That's a good argument against determinism.
Well, how so?
Well, if you go into the library and sit there, you can't just wait for a book to check itself out. You have to go out and find a book yourself. There's a gap between our experience and reality.
Like I said earlier, you may not ever really have a choice or not. I think that it was determined you were going to get that grade, whether you studied for the test or not.
Well, I think I had a choice on whether or not I went to the movie. I think next time I'll stay and study for the test instead of going to the movie, and I'll get a better grade on it.
Well, I'm going to go to the movies anyways, and I'm going to get the grade on the test whether I study or not.
We'll have fun at the movies.
Thank you. I sure will.